Alrighty. Hello, my friends. I am B, and this is B's Intuition. Today, we're going to do a reading. I want to see what's coming towards you. What or who is coming towards you? The collective. Yeah, let's dive right in. Please, thank you, Spirit. What or who is coming towards the collective? What's coming towards the collective? Please, thank you, Spirit. What's coming to the collective? What does the collective have common? What is coming towards the collective? Plus and thank you. Plus and thank you, my dear spirit. Okay, that seemed weird. Okay, why did it? Y'all, these cards, I swear. They don't know what they do. They're causing all sorts of shenanigans. These cards, yeah. Okay. Let's see what we have. Oh, how interesting. So, first card came out is the Seven of Swords. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Double sevens there. And then we have the Six of Swords. Four of Swords. And then bottom of the oh, there's another one that flipped over. Let me see what that one is. Oh, Queen of Cups. I'll count that as well. Yeah. And then bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. Oh, and as I lifted up this deck, the Queen of Pentacles showed her face here. Cute. That could definitely be your energy, since it's coming through pretty strong. Let's start out with that Seven of Swords, see what that's about. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that Seven of Swords? Who or what is coming towards the collective with that Seven of Swords? What is this? You know what? The wind is windy, so I'm gonna weigh down these cards as good as I can. Anything else about that Seven of Swords? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, that's way too many. That's a whole stack. Oh, Spirit, you crack me up. So, clarifying that Seven of Swords, we have Ace of Pentacles, Justice, Five of Wands, the Hanged Man, and we're clarifying the Seven of Swords. So, what is at the bottom of the deck? The Seven of Swords. Spirit loves to double confirmation, double confirm things, I mean. So, right off the bat, somebody is coming towards you that is hiding something. But I'm wondering if it's a bad thing that they're hiding or if it's a good thing that they're hiding. I have a feeling there's something positive about this situation. The Ace of Pentacles is an offer to build something. Justice, that balancing of the scales, that exposing of the truth coming to light, and that bringing about a sense of justice. Truth coming to light, bringing out a sense of justice. So it could be that this person, if they're being sneaky in a bad way, they could become exposed. And maybe that is somehow a blessing for you. On the other hand, it could be something good that someone's trying to hide from you, and that's coming to light, and that will give you a sense of justice. And then Five of Wands. There is definitely a sense of feeling conflicted here. There's something a little bit bittersweet maybe about this. You could find yourself being conflicted over this, and the Hanged Man would maybe indicate that you're taking a step back from the situation to kind of trying to see it from a more objective point of view, trying to see the bigger picture, definitely trying to find a different perspective here. So this sense of justice could be a bittersweet thing, and maybe you're trying to figure out how to make it more into a positive, or how can you make this work for you in some way? Like if it is a negative experience, that or something negative is being brought to light, maybe you're trying to figure out like how can I use this to my own benefit? Especially if it's something that makes you feel stuck, or yeah, something like that. It's like you're trying to figure out how to make something work here. But the Hanged Man is usually that like period of pause to do that. I'm going to see about the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. I want to see what's underneath, because maybe it'll give us some context. Eight of Cups. And then the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is over top of the Eight of Cups. As if what this person is hiding is Eight of Cups. Somebody is leaving something behind. So I wonder if this Seven of Swords energy is somebody coming in towards you because they have something that they haven't told you before, or something that you may not know right now, but they may be wanting to expose the truth of it. And then so in terms of maybe a romantic relationship, just for an example, I'm sure it probably can be applied to other things as well, but for the example here, it could be somebody that left behind a relationship that was no longer serving them, no longer fulfilling them, but they kept this quiet, this breakup perhaps, or separation. And so there could be this perspective about the Seven of Swords being, if that is the case of like something like a relationship, two parties are separating, going their own ways, but maybe they never put it out there for everyone to know yet. Maybe it's still on the down low. You know, maybe they're trying to tie up some loose ends in the process so that they are able to kind of make it more public, this breakup or separation here. And so if this person, from your point of view, is either married, in a relationship, in some sort of commitment, you may see them as being sneaky and like a cheater, you know, somebody that's kind of just like, ugh. But yeah, like you may get grimy feelings about that, knowing that they're in a relationship. But I wonder if this is taking place behind the scenes, is actually that these two parties are no longer together. They may be going through a divorce, they may be going through some sort of breakup and separation. And so I almost wonder here, I wonder if at first you don't trust this person, but maybe the truth that's coming to light is that there is a separation here that's taking place or has already taken place. And so the Ace of Pentacles is like them trying to maybe even start anew, start building with you, like a brand new start here. The Justice would feel like the exposing of the truth and a balancing out of the scales. So maybe it's also possible that if this is like a romantic situation, perhaps in the past somebody led you on that was in a connection, and now they're trying to come in to maybe apologize and tell you that they're no longer in that connection. So interesting. So it kind of maybe even gives you that sense of justice if this person was like, you know, playing with your feelings, or maybe you were like, could have been like a flirtationship or something, like a situationship or something. And maybe you felt bad that you were like getting excited or getting your hopes up about this person, and just to find out that they were, you know, already in a commitment. And so I wonder if this person's trying to fix things with you, They could be coming in to explain themselves, to apologize, to show you that they are no longer with the person that they are with. So that morning cloak butterfly I always see, or the type that I always see down here, just flew up, and I think it's behind my bag or the tablecloth that I'm sitting on. I can't see it though from where I'm sitting, but I also don't want to disturb it by shuffling things around. He can just chill there if he wants, but that definitely is probably a sign. I'll definitely include the spiritual significance of that. And maybe I can apply it to this storyline I'm picking up on as well in this reading. But anyways, so something that should be giving you that sense of justice, I feel like it's almost like instead you feel conflicted. Because maybe you used to have feelings for this person pretty heavily, but they were taken, so you kind of removed your emotions and tried to move on. And so maybe it's like as you're moving on, this person comes back and it's like, now I'm single, and you're like, but maybe you don't feel the same way for that person anymore. Or you could have other things going on in your life that you're prioritizing over this person. And so I think that this shedding of the truth here, this truth coming to light, is going to give you that internal conflict, because it's logically it should give you that sense of justice, but maybe you don't quite feel like it's a sense of justice. Maybe you feel like it's slightly maybe the timing's off. Maybe you would have preferred this to take place when you actually still had fresh feelings for this person, depending on your dynamic here. And so I think that's why that conflict that you experience, that's why you enter this hanged man mode. And I feel like you're contemplating this whole situation. What took place in the past, what's taking place now in the present. Is there a future here, Is it possible for this person that you once saw in this Seven of Swords energy, is it possible for this person to change? Is it possible for this person to mature? Is it possible for this person to grow? Or have they been working on themselves? Especially since it looks like a grasshopper when it lands. I wonder if it's something else. It's like no other butterfly I've ever seen before. I almost wonder if it's a different kind of insect. I might try to look it up, because I wonder if these are even morning cloak butterflies, because they act very strange. They fly around, but they don't really go long distances from what I've seen. And then they close up and they look like a grasshopper or a cricket, or very muted. Blends in very easily to their surroundings. But anyways, maybe that applies to this reading in some way, or the storyline in the reading. But yeah, I see you entering this hanged man, and you're trying to look for a more enlightened perspective. Maybe you're even trying to remove your feelings out of it, because maybe you feel kind of bitter towards this person. They put a sour taste in your mouth, so you're like, I don't know if I can trust you. You could also be listening to spirit during that time, trying really hard to tap into your intuition and your connection to spirit to get that clarity. Is this person actually a good fit for me? Would investing in this be a good investment or not? Yeah. So I feel like this exposing of the truth is going to leave you kind of conflicted, and I feel like you may not quite know what to say, how to respond, how to act. And so you may take a step back to kind of reflect on that. I'm gonna just see what's underneath the Eight of Cups, just out of curiosity. Two of Swords. So I wonder if this was somebody that was really struggling. So if the two of you had some sort of situationship in the past, they could have been struggling to trust their own intuition. They could have been struggling to make a decision here. Also, I think that could be you as well with that Two of Swords. Is you could also be in that state of You don't know if this person's worth investing in or if they're as sneaky as you perceive them to be in the past. You know, I often think that sometimes our first impression, intuitive impression, can sometimes be the most accurate. But there are certain people that are really good manipulators in the way of like they can convince you of a lot of things. And so I wonder if like that plays a part in this at all. Because it's like they can, yeah, especially the more they know about you, it's like they can kind of twist around their personality and what you see to make you trust them, even if your initial feeling about them was like, I don't know if I can trust this person. So maybe that's worth, you know, kind of examining, is like, my first impression of this person was that they were sneaky and slimy. And if that is who they are, would that make a connection that's worth investing in? Would it be, yeah, worth the investment? So that could be something that you're considering here when this person comes towards you to expose this. Definitely feels like they want a new beginning here, and probably to like kind of wipe the slate clean too, which only you can really determine if that is a bad idea or not. Let's go on to the Seven of Cups, see what that's about. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify the Seven of Cups here? And what is it talking about? Please and thank you, Spirit. How does this connect to what or who is coming towards the collective? Seven of Cups, clarifying the Seven of Cups, please and thank you, Spirit. Any clarity for that Seven of Cups we have here for the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. Please and thank you are the magic words. Anything else for the Seven? Anything else for the Seven of Cups? Anything else for the Seven of Cups? Yeah. Anything else for the Seven of Cups? Anything else for the Seven of Cups? Seven of Cups, my name. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Damn, okay. So, actually, let me take a sip real quick. The sun's beating down on me. Alrighty. Seven of Cups. Clarified my Nine of Wands. Eight of Cups came out this way, very interesting. And then we have the Seven of Cups, clarifying the Seven of Cups, of course. And then we have the Three of Wands, the Magician, Nine of Cups, and bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. Very, very interesting energy. Okay, so the Seven of Cups, how the Nine of Wands came out is like facing towards that part of the reading we just covered. So I think that you're going to have your wall up against that person that you saw as sneaky and slimy. And since it's the first card that came out to clarify the Seven of Cups, I'm wondering if you've had multiple people, perhaps, who have tried to be sneaky or tried to pull one over on you. And I feel like you're kind of getting to this point where you're like, nobody's gonna fool me with their illusions. Nobody's gonna try and create these delusions or fantasies that aren't based in reality. Like, if this person's a smooth talker, you are very resistant to trust this person, and maybe you're, in the right there. So the Eight of Cups coming out like that, following that Nine of Wands, that feels like to me you already left this person behind in the past. And so your feelings are probably not really as strong anymore towards this person. You may be on to other options. So I almost feel like the Seven of Cups that we're clarifying, that could be like how you see that other person is like maybe a person that creates illusions but also has a lot of options, and maybe is sort of indecisive when it comes to like choosing one person to settle down with. And then it's like the Seven of Cups that came out to clarify that Seven of Cups following that Eight of Cups. I feel like that's you. There's like a little tiny beetle or something on me. Anyways, there's something about now that you've moved away from this past person, you're ready to look at your options. And with the Three of Wands, I feel like you're ready to look at your new options now. You know? I think you're ready for new, more exciting things to take place in your life. You also may be somebody that's been working really hard in multiple areas of your life, and you're becoming a very powerful manifester, and you could be manifesting a better partnership than whatever was that Seven of Swords. Because we have that Magician, and then we have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment. So I think that this is, you're looking towards the future with hope for the possibilities, opportunities, and then you're manifesting what it is that you want, what you see for yourself, and then here comes your manifestation. And it's very interesting too that that's the Nine of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like, well, there's that interesting component of the Nine of Cups being there, Ace of Cups here, so the 9 plus the 1 would be 10 of Cups, which is that happily ever after card. That is all about like having your dream life, you know, with your partner, you know, your dream partner, building a family, building a home, you know, whatever it is that you see as your happily ever after or imagine it to be. I feel like that's what you're coming into. Somebody probably has feelings for you that is not that sneaky person from the past, and they could be coming in towards you pretty soon. With that Three of Wands, that could even be an indication that somebody's planning on coming towards you. Ace of Cups, somebody has overflowing feelings for you, and this feels like it's emotional vulnerability, you know, somebody that's not really afraid to share those types of things, whereas that Seven of Swords character probably is afraid of sharing their feelings. I'm gonna see what's underneath. Ace of Wands. So somebody not only is in their feelings about you, they're also very attracted to you, very passionate towards you. You also may inspire this person in some way to maybe create, or if you're like a creative, you could inspire this person to be more creative. And you could also be the type of manifester that inspires other people to try and manifest what they want. You could be somebody that helps to empower others to kind of take control over their lives, to, you know, work on manifestations that they want for themselves when it comes to passions and love, creative projects maybe. You encourage people to grow as well. I want to see what's underneath that Ace of Wands. Knight of Wands. Okay, yeah, so somebody's coming in. They may be a little bit flirtatious, but they have those feelings for you as well. So it could even be somebody that maybe you don't take quite seriously at first, especially if you just dealt with that Seven of Swords character. That could have definitely left a bitter taste in your mouth, and so now when somebody comes in and they maybe emulate that Seven of Swords energy to any extent, you're kind of like guarded, and you may be kind of skeptical, like, okay, is this person just coming in for something temporary, something superficial? But they do have those feelings for you as well as that passion and attraction. But it could be something that, like, yeah, it starts out as like a passionate connection and builds to something more, or maybe if you spend time around this person, you'll see how their feelings for you shine through, how they show up with those feelings for you. But it definitely could be a wish fulfillment, this person coming towards you. Someone that you've been wishing for, and maybe it doesn't have to be a specific person, but maybe just like your dream type, or the type of love that you've been waiting for. And it's interesting that the next card we're about to clarify is the Six of Swords, which is all about moving out of that time of darkness and disappointment towards calmer waters, towards opportunity, hope for the future. So I feel like you're definitely transitioning out of attracting the types of people that are lying and deceitful. And because you're choosing yourself and you're prioritizing your own manifestations and the things that you want, you're going to be seeing a much brighter future for yourself. Because you're doing what is necessary to attract that. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to... Okay, thank you. There was a spider that was... It was what? Oh, okay, please go away. You're going really fast and it scares me. Can you go somewhere else, buddy? This spider crawled on me and I'm scared of it. Because it just like, it's going so fast. Like, what are you in a rush for? To do crimes? He seems chill now. He was just looking for a place of shade, I think. Anyways, striped little bugger. I'm almost tempted to say it's a zebra jumping spider, but I don't think so. Anyways. Anywho, what was I doing? Clarify this Six of Swords. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify this Six of Swords for the collective? Anything else for that Six of Swords? Please and thank you, Spirit. Anything? I'm like being careful of the spider so that he doesn't start running around again, because that scared me. Anything else for the Six of Swords? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who or what is coming towards the collective? Anything else for that Six of Swords? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, guess that's sweet. So clarifying that Six of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles. Maybe I should make sure I'm in frame. Three of Pentacles for the Six of Swords. Four of Wands. Eight of Swords. Bottom of the deck is Six of Wands. Okay. Now he's hiding under some of the cards. That's fine. Out of sight, out of mind. All right. Honestly, slightly bizarre clarifying cards. Actually, no, it's not. I see you building your foundation. Your foundation within yourself, within your life. Trying to build security and stability for yourself in your life. Definitely feels like it's taking place around the home. You could be investing more into your home environment, making it cozy, or maybe just creating that financial abundance so that you can have a comfy home. And then the Four of Wands, although it's typically a card of union, there's also that part about like reaching certain milestones that are worth celebrating. But there's also something about the home there. It gives me a sense of balance in the home. I'm also even wondering if there's something about community that's a big part of this too. So maybe it's not just your home, but like you're building community around you, or maybe you're creating some sort of foundation with your community, or maybe creating some sort of community. The Four of Wands is a very happy card. So you're like improving your circumstances somehow, I feel. And this is very positive, very exciting. But then it's like, why are you in this Eight of Swords then? Because things look really positive. But you're stuck in your head, you feel trapped. Your thoughts make you feel out of control, make you feel like you don't have power or enough power in your life. You can't see things clearly. You can't see that there's a way out of this way of thinking, perhaps. Or maybe there's something in your environment that keeps you feeling mentally stuck or mentally confused. The first part of this reading, I wonder if it has anything to do with like that person that was sneaky with the Seven of Swords. Maybe they're somehow in your surroundings, your community or something, or your local area, somebody local. So maybe like even when things are going really good for you, this person may every once in a while play mind games with you potentially. And those mind games keep you stuck, keep you confused, keep you held back or feeling imprisoned within yourself, or maybe it's also like you don't know what to think of this person because you've seen so many sides to them. It's like, which side is the real them? There's a good amount of sword energy in this reading. Feels like a lot of contemplation. But then that Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck, that's all about success, coming into success, being seen as coming into success, being celebrated, which kind of reminds me of that Four of Wands. See, like there's something I'm not quite getting, I think. There's something I'm missing with that Eight of Swords, I think, and so maybe I will clarify that. Because it seems like a lot is going well for you, but it's like maybe a roadblock or a hiccup, something in the path that is making you feel stuck, making you feel like you're not successful even though you are. It could always be somebody that's very toxic, maybe a family member who keeps you in your head like, oh, you think that's success? You know, it's only success if you're a millionaire. It's only success if you are rich beyond belief. If you have these material things, that's what makes you successful. And so maybe you're like doubting yourself because somebody's putting doubts into your mind. Or I guess the success could be triggering past wounds and mindsets that are built from people telling you, you know, what is and isn't success. People that have tried to humble you, tried to make you feel like you're not doing enough. It could be somebody around you maybe that's like feeding your head full of lies. And so even though you're successful, you're coming into success, you're accomplishing milestones that are significant for you, This person wants to make you feel like you haven't reached success yet. Like, oh, like that's nothing. You know, you think that's something, do this, this, and this, and then you'll have something to be proud of. And it's just like, what? Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck, though. So it's like you're successful. People see you as being successful. But it's almost like you don't see that success, or you're having a hard time seeing it through those eyes from that perspective. I want to see what's underneath the Six of Wands. Nine of Swords, yeah, that's like the energy I'm getting. It's like you being very stuck in your head, feeling very anxious, overthinking, maybe even losing sleep, anxiety, paranoia maybe even. It could be imposter syndrome. You know, you're coming into success, but you feel like you're not worthy of it. I'm gonna see what's underneath that Nine of Swords. Queen of Wands. You are looking good, so it's like, why all this mental confusion? I suppose it could always be somebody else in your energy that is in this mental prison. And maybe they're jealous of your success, or they regret not feeding you, or like helping you to go towards your success. Maybe they feel like they missed being a part of your success. They didn't make the right actions or make the right choices in the past when it came to you and your dreams. I think I'm going to clarify that Eight of Swords that popped out. Yeah, because I just want to make sure. What is this Eight of Swords talking about? Please and thank you, Spirit. Maybe it is somebody else, because we just received a card to clarify it. Is that the only card? Oh, so it is somebody else's energy. Okay. Interesting. It feels like it was your energy at first. Maybe the two of you could be feeling that sense of a mental prison, and maybe it has something to do with just maybe bad mental health days or something. But what came out to clarify that Eight of Swords is the King of Wands and the Judgment card. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. So we saw before that Six of Wands, and then what was under that Six of Wands? It was the Nine of Swords, and then under that Nine of Swords was the Queen of Wands. Yes. So you showed up as the Queen of Wands. This person's showing up as the King of Wands. The Judgment card can also be a card of, like, you know, somebody that feels like they want another chance. They want to prove themselves. They want you to reconsider a judgment that you made on them before. This could have been a situation that got you all wrapped up in your mind, all confused and overthinking in the past. But this person's feelings are overwhelming with that Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So it's like this is somebody that has feelings for you. Maybe they didn't express these feelings sooner, and it may have it may have caused you to doubt yourself. And I feel like this King of Wands is seeing maybe your success, and they're assuming, oh, you're gonna have plenty of opportunities with other people. There's no way you're gonna wanna choose me. But they are hoping that you wanna choose them because they wanna come back in to apologize probably for something, make amends, take accountability. It's like they wanna apologize for getting you stuck in your head. This does not feel like that Seven of Swords energy we got at the beginning of the reading, so don't worry about that. With the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, it could be that this is somebody that you had big dreams for, or you did start to build with this person, but something happened here. This person may have confused you, and then an ending occurred after that. Because maybe you were getting red flags from this person. But I feel like there's something here about maybe... Oh yeah, and I also was getting, or like, because of how it got clarified, the Eight of Swords is very much this person's energy. And so I wonder if their own confusion, their own mental confusion and overthinking made them feel so stuck that they felt like they couldn't go towards you, that they couldn't maybe admit that they had feelings for you, maybe invest in this to the fullest extent that they wanted to. Their fears and overthinking mindsets could have overwhelmed them to the point of sabotaging something here. But now that this person's, if they're showing up as the King of Wands, there's more confidence now. And the Judgment card, that's a major arcana. So it feels like they have big dreams when it comes to you. They have like big intentions, you know? This is a big deal for them is what I'm trying to say, I think. Like this isn't a game. This is a real investment that they want to be a part of. And it's important to them. It's important to them. Maybe too, it could have been something like you triggered this person's feelings and this person self-sabotaged because they're not used to feeling all these feelings. They're not used to expressing their feelings, perhaps. Especially if they're a masculine energy, regardless of gender, they could be afraid of sharing those feelings, being vulnerable. And so now they want to come back, ask for your forgiveness, and they want to show you that they can change, that they can be who you actually need them to be and not who they showed up as in the past. Because I feel like whoever they showed up as in the past was probably unhealed and probably very insecure. But now it's like they're coming back with this renewed sense of confidence and a little bit of fear, because they may not know where you're standing in all of this. Like, do you still hate me, depending on what took place? Even though that Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands could have indicated that this is an ex, I don't necessarily get that energy. It almost feels like, to me, like as you were getting started, maybe you started to feel like, okay, we can start to build a foundation here. We can work towards this Four of Wands energy, a union. But then the mental confusion came in, and maybe it was on both of your ends, and it just fell apart, I feel like, before it really got off the ground. That's what I'm feeling. And so that's why this person wants to come back in, and hopefully they can get another chance with you. And maybe the two of you can start over again, depending on, you know, what took place here. I feel like because this is all clarifying the Six of Swords, this could be somebody that, wants to move away from the past. So maybe their own past traumas, the past in which maybe they sabotaged something here. They want to move towards calmer waters in relation to you. Sorry, Daddy Longleg. I was not expecting to see that. I usually don't even feel that scared of daddy long legs, but it was about crawling on me, and I thought it was maybe an ant at first. Okay. Spiders have been really freaking me out today, apparently. Maybe this person's arachnophobic. Maybe they're afraid of spiders, because I've been like a little bit dramatic with my reaction to these spiders today. They usually don't freak me out so much, but it's like they keep trying to crawl on me. They keep trying to like be up in my business, and I'm just like, no, please don't. Okay, anyways, back to the reading. The Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, this person has a lot of feelings for you that are overflowing. And I feel like they want to express that. That's probably why they're coming in, to not only ask for your forgiveness, but hey, are you still open to me in any way? Let's see what's underneath that Ace of Cups. Three of Cups. So maybe it's like, I don't know if it's you or them. Maybe it's both of you, where you come to this agreement to maybe start out as friends. Build it up from that place. You could even have mutual friends, I suppose. Mutual friend group, maybe. Not necessarily. But it feels like something about friendship here. So, yeah, maybe it's like, let's just start out as friends and start to build something from there. Even though they know that they have feelings for you, maybe it's a good place to start so that there's not as much pressure. And maybe they felt pressure before in the past. Even if you never pressured them, they could have just felt pressured because of their intensity of feelings or whatever for this connection. I'm gonna see what's underneath that Three of Cups. Two of Cups. Yeah, so they want to start out, okay, this is actually really cute. So they're coming in and they're like, hey, you know, I was just overwhelmed with feelings. Can we start anew? Maybe we can start out as friends and then build to the Two of Cups, which is just the two of us being, you know, very healthy partners to one another. Reciprocal energy. A balanced connection. I feel like maybe that's what was lacking before. Maybe in this person, they felt a lack of balance within themselves, and so maybe they even projected that onto the connection. But it feels like they're starting to balance themselves out, and they're starting to feel more stable. And now maybe they're like, okay, so I actually have something to offer now. I actually do have some stability. I actually do have that sense of peace and balance within me. So maybe we can try this again. We're in different parts of life, maybe. Okay, let's clarify this Four of Swords, please and thank you, Spirit. Who or what is coming towards the collective with that Four of Swords energy? Please and thank you. Oh my goodness. Anything else about that Four of Swords energy? Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Anything else about that Four of Swords? Energy. Nor. Everything's falling. Nor. Okay. Whew. Wow. Clarifying that Four of Swords, we have Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, Two of Cups, the Death card, Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, a lot of major arcana here. That's for sure and certain. Wheel of Fortune. Something about divine timing here. The Tower. Getting caught off guard by this divine timing. An event takes place that really shakes you up here. But that Tower card is followed by the Two of Cups. So I wonder if it's time for you to have a soulmate come in towards you, but you weren't quite prepared for the timing of it. This could even be coming at a time where you're in self-isolation mode, self-care mode, kind of keeping to yourself, preserving your energy, and maybe kind of just focusing on yourself and what you have going on. That could be kind of why it's a little bit of a shock to the system. Is like you're in this Four of Swords energy, kind of relaxing, taking care of yourself, meditating, praying, whatever it is that really gets you nice and grounded and calm. It definitely has a sense of that social isolation, but something is taking place here because it's supposed to. It's in divine timing. But it really shakes you up and flips things on its head for you. You're kind of just like, maybe why now? Like, why at this time specifically? Or, you know, it's a bad time, inconvenient. But it's like this feels like soulmate energy with that Two of Cups. So it's like Spirit is like, here you go, have your soulmate. And you're like, wait though, wait, I don't know if I'm ready yet. The Death card. You know, it's interesting. I'm getting this very interesting message with the Death card, especially with this context. It's almost like, you know, like, yeah, because I was just getting that message about like, oh, I'm not ready yet. That could be how you're feeling when this comes in and everything. But people also say the same thing about death, I would think. I mean, I guess I haven't really experienced too many people that were on death's door. But I would say most people would say at the end of their life, I'm not ready to die, because maybe they had bigger plans, maybe they had more things that they wanted to do, more things they wanted to see, more life that they wanted to live. But the thing about death is, it kind of doesn't really care how you feel about it. It's just going to happen no matter what. And so I almost feel like there's a fatedness to this connection. Like it's meant to be, it's meant to happen. And so I almost feel like this sense of like Spirit kind of being like, well, like it or not, they're here. Like, even if you're not ready for it, quotation marks, because I think you're actually really ready for it. It's just fear. But I think you're more ready for this than you realize. Just like some people, I think, are more ready to die than they realize. And that's not to like be applied to all situations, of course, because there are many people's lives that were cut too soon. They experienced death too young, too soon. I'm not speaking about that necessarily, but like there are probably certain people that, may think that they're not ready for death, but maybe they're more ready than they realize. But yeah, it's so interesting that Spirit chose the Death card. Because it's like, well, also there could be a message about transformation. That could also be a part of this. Is like, Spirit's like, you have transformed. You're not your past self anymore. You have the proper tools, knowledge, wisdom, life experience to make this a healthy connection. So if you're afraid of self-sabotaging, it feels like Spirit's trying to reassure you that you're not going to self-sabotage this time around. Because this is a spiritual connection, two soulmates that are meant to meet, meant to come together. And it's interesting too, because part of the natural cycle of life is death. And something that is kind of beautiful about death is it makes way for new life to come into the world. There's this book and movie called Tuck Everlasting, and it's about like a family of like a family that drank from like the fountain of youth and they can't die. And so the dad talks at one point about how it's against nature, it's kind of against God to not die, because it's like the natural rhythm of life is people die and then new people are born. And so it's like that natural cycle. And so they felt almost like they were just like rocks by the side of a stream while, the current's passing over them. And so it's like they're not part of this cycle. They're not part of what it means to be a human, almost. So it's interesting because it's almost like I feel like death is that ending that leads to new beginnings. So it's like death makes way for new life. And if you have certain beliefs, you believe that death is not the end. There's something more. There's another step to the adventure on the other side. So I feel like that's also important here, is like, this could maybe literally be the death of your single period. And maybe that's what that Four of Swords is also talking about. You're so used to being in self-isolation, so focused on yourself, and then it's like, oh, suddenly here comes somebody that's very important to me. here comes somebody that, you know, I'm very drawn towards. Because also death is the inevitable. I feel like this connection for some reason is inevitable. Like it's truly meant to happen. Spirit wants this to happen. Because it's meant for your path. It's meant for you. It's part of the natural cycle of life. I feel like this is the next logical step in your journey, because I think you probably hit a point of healing in which you are actually way more ready for love than you may realize, or fear that you're not ready before. You may feel like you're not ready, but you are ready, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. Also, picking up the deck, there's the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck, of course, we saw earlier, but then it's starting to slide off to reveal the Fool underneath. That is a new beginning. Fresh start here, very exciting. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but peeking up here is the Lovers. So this is probably a very beautiful connection. And maybe it starts out like maybe with somebody in your community, maybe a friend, maybe you start out as friends and then build from there. But it's a brand new cycle, a new beginning that's going to be very exciting. And it's also meant for you. Spirit wants this to happen. Also, Spirit is there supporting you. You're not alone, you know? If you feel like you're moving into this all alone and you're scared, Spirit's right there with you, supporting you, encouraging you. Especially if this is going outside of your comfort zone, that's necessary for your own growth. And it's going to be much more beautiful than you're fearing, I think. And I feel like, you know, death can even be sometimes very beautiful, but because we fear it so much, we almost forget to see the beauty in it. And, you know, the purpose of it. Like I was saying, that natural cycle of life. Death makes way for new life. Kind of fitting for it to be fall. Death makes way for new life. All of the plants, you know, they, even though they don't really die, they go into sleeping mode, but, you know, we associate fall and winter with death. And then it's like spring is life coming back into nature, into the world, after it's been sleeping, after it's been so dead, you know, for so long. And then suddenly new life starts to sprout, new beginnings. Yeah. I think Spirit is definitely encouraging you to pursue this. Even if you have to take your time, you know, pace yourself, that's okay. I don't think anybody's trying to rush you into anything here, but it's something that's meant to take place, I think. And I think you're going to come around to that realization that it's meant to happen. I'm curious what's underneath the Fool card for some reason. 7 of Wands. So I feel like you're going to overcome your own inner obstacles, but also this person that wants this new beginning with you is going to show you that they mean business. This is a person of action, not just talk, but action. They're going to show you that what they say is true. How they feel about you is true. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on to the Queen of Cups now. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify this Queen of Cups? What's coming towards the collective? What or who's coming towards the collective with that Queen of Cups energy? Please and thank you, Spirit. Anything else? Please and thank you for that Queen of Cups. Ooh, mama. Ooh, mama, 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 mama. Okay. Very interesting. So, what we have, clarifying that Queen of Cups, we have the 8 of Wands coming out like that. Which part? Oh, yes, it was this. And then we have the 10 of Swords, 4 of Cups coming out like that. And then we have the Queen of Wands upright. And then the 10 of Pentacles came out like that. Bottom of the deck is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. I'm like so scared to put my leg over near where I saw that daddy long leg go to, even though he's probably long gone, but I'm afraid. I just don't want him crawling on me again. It was scary. Okay, anyways. Forward progress, maybe even some sort of very significant verbal exchange or messages exchanged with that Eight of Wands. The way that it came out is like very enthusiastic communication and maybe drastic forward motion. And well, maybe drastic isn't quite the right word that I wanted to find, but you know, yeah, something like going forward, and it's feeling like a nice surprise, I feel. And you've experienced some painful endings and rejections on your path. But you use these to guide you forward. You don't let these hold you back. These painful endings that you've experienced, traumas that you've experienced, rejections that you've experienced, even a sense of apathy. You know, it's interesting. I was just thinking about this earlier. You know, depression symptoms can give you that sense of apathy, and it's kind of more difficult to some extent to overcome that sense of apathy. So this could even have something to do with mental health as well, or just feeling that sense of apathy, especially when it comes to love, because we're clarifying the Queen of Cups. So I think that there's something that you're naturally really good at, such as love, but maybe you've been kind of in protection mode, or trying to keep yourself safe and isolated away from pain or things that could possibly cause pain. But I feel like you're using these things not to make yourself bitter, not to hold yourself back, but to help you go forward and become a more confident person. And there's a way that you're tapping into your heart space now that is a little bit different than before. Because I think that the Queen of Cups is a beautiful energy, but very vulnerable. Whereas the Queen of Wands, I feel like, is like, they both have that heart space, like, they both can tap into their heart space very easily. But I feel like with the Queen of Wands, there's a little bit of an edge to her, where it's like, whereas the Queen of Cups, I feel like, would be very vulnerable and open. I feel like the Queen of Wands may be a little bit more fiery and testy, maybe, to a degree. Like, I don't know, like, I almost feel like it's like this is who you've turned into as a result of you being very vulnerable and open. It's like now you have a little bit of spice to it. It's like, I dare you to take advantage of me because I am not the one, you know? I'm not the one you should be messing with. That's what I feel. You have this very intense confidence, and it's like you're still tapped into that heart, but now you got that spicy side to you. You got that side to you that's like I dare you to cross me. See what happens. But it's nice because it's like you're going in the right direction. You're doing what you needed to do in order to protect yourself. And then it's the Ten of Pentacles coming out like that too after the Queen of Wands. So it's like you being in this confident energy, this fiery energy, this spitfire energy is what I'm getting. It's leading you to your success, your abundance, and your ultimate stability, as well as a happy home, happy life, and maybe the love of your life, because that's also a part of the Ten of Pentacles. Even though it is Pentacles based, there is that part of the family, you know, creating that family that you've always dreamed of. Maybe even creating a family business, creating generational wealth. So it's like, your journey has been very interesting. You may also speak about your experiences, and then that makes people admire you all the more. Because you could show up in a very loving, enthusiastic, passionate sort of way, and people may not realize that you've been through a lot in your past. You've had to overcome a lot. You've had to take shitty situations and make them into a positive somehow, or maybe juice them for all of the the benefits you can get out of those situations, you know? I feel like this Eight of Wands and then that Ten of Swords, Four of Cups, I feel like either somebody knows what you've been through or has seen what you've been through, and maybe they want to tell you how much they admire that. But then there's also this other part where it's like, maybe these are like two people that have been through very similar things, and that Eight of Wands could be indicating that this is a conversation taking place between the two of you. You realize, oh my gosh, we've been through so many similar things. This person sees you as this attractive, confident energy, and then they become motivated to build this Ten of Pentacles with you. I think that this is going to be somebody that sees themselves in you in a lot of ways. Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So this building up to the Ten of Pentacles probably will take some patience, some time. You know, proper care and attention that takes place over a long period of time rather than all at once. Definitely not something that's going to happen overnight, but it's going to be worth the hard work, the patience. It's going to be worth all of that in the end. Even if at first you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be worth it. I think in time you become aware that it is worth it. You see where it's going. You see where the possibilities are like the potential. The possibilities are endless with this connection. I want to see what's underneath that Seven of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. So either this person or you may have a lot of anxieties when it comes to building this stability with another person. A lot of overthinking, losing sleep. I want to see what's underneath that Nine of Swords. Queen of Cups. That's too funny. We're clarifying the Queen of Cups. Here's the Queen of Cups. So yeah, I think that the two of you are actually very similar. I feel like you both have very kind hearts. You both have been vulnerable, been taken advantage of, been rejected. You may both kind of understand this overthinking, these anxieties about relationships, about being vulnerable emotionally with another person. Because it almost feels like someone here, or maybe both of you, feel like, well, what if it turns into like the worst case scenario, and then it turns out to be much more beautiful, loving, healing than you realize, or than you assumed it would be, or pictured it would be, feared it would be. I'm gonna look underneath that Queen of Cups. Two of Wands. So somebody's making plans here. I'm gonna just look under that. King of Swords. Ooh, interesting. There's a determination I get from this person that wants to be in union with you. They've maybe been planning for this for some time, and now they want to be vulnerable with you. They want to show up in the same way that you do, that loving, open-hearted energy. If they can overcome their fear. And the same goes for you, as long as you can overcome your fear. This would be actually a very beautiful connection, I think. And if they're that King of Swords, that could also be an indication that they're not usually good with emotions. But for you, I feel like they're willing to move out of their comfort zone and embody more so that Queen of Cups energy, which is that vulnerable, open, kind, loving energy. And being that, in that vulnerable position of sharing those things with you, those feelings. So it feels like this person is definitely willing to go out of their comfort zone in order to make the right impression with you and to kind of show you that they mean business here. Then there's that Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I think you're attracting abundance, yeah, in general, into your life. Like, again, you've been probably feeding into like your home environment or creating some sort of material abundance to help support yourself, have a more secure, stable life, especially in the home. I want to see what's underneath that Queen of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. So I feel like you're coming out of this Five of Pentacles feeling of lack into this time of feeling way more abundant, more confident as well. I'm going to see what's underneath that Five of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles energy too in this reading. So it's like, feels like almost like you're overcoming this Five of Pentacles energy with that Queen of Pentacles energy, and then it's like new beginning starts. Here's a new beginning for you, a new opportunity to build something here with this abundance, with this stability, security that you've built within yourself, within your life. It's going to take you to a new beginning, new opportunity. And it feels almost like because you didn't give up while you were in that Five of Pentacles phase, that's part of why you're experiencing this success here and why you're being given these new opportunities. Okay, let's bring up the Oracle, see what it has to add to this. Please and thank you, Spirit. Any additional messages for who or what is coming towards the collective? Please and thank you. Awesome, thank you. Anything else you want to add to this reading? Please and thank you, Spirit. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Oh, I did not want it to be a spider. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Let's go with these. So, the Skunk and Magnolia came out, and that represents protection. So, if you're feeling any sort of fear when it comes to this very significant spiritual connection, I would say that I think you're way more prepared than you realize. You may also have like way more protective habits for yourself that keep you safer compared to where you were in the past, perhaps. But also, I think Spirit's like right beside you during this whole thing, and therefore, buddy, do you mind? I really don't want you crawling on me. It's one of those little ones that I feel like I can't move without squishing it. So I'm not gonna try. I don't want to squish it. Anywho, yeah, I think Spirit is right beside you, supporting you every step of the way. So if you feel like your intuition is not clear, your connection to Spirit isn't clear, I would say to meditate and take some time out for yourself to really tap into Spirit, maybe connect with nature, to feel that connection to Spirit, because it's there. You may just need to kind of become aware of it, or try your best to feel it, if that makes any sense. Also, the beaver and birch at the bottom of the deck, and that represents home, which is so funny because I said that you've been working on your stability and security, and it could be very well like around the home, but also, you know, building up any sort of financial abundance. Indirectly, it helps, you know, your home to become more stable, to have the things in it that give you that sense of comfort. So I feel like keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path here. And believe that you're protected because you are. Yeah. Also, for some reason, I'm getting with that beaver and birch, you and this person that isn't like meant, your soulmate, the one that is meant to come together with you, I think you both may be kind of homebodies or just enjoy being comfy and cozy at home. I'm getting a picture of like a couple snuggling up underneath a blanket, and maybe they're watching a movie and like there's a fireplace in the background. I don't know. Maybe drinking hot cocoa. But yeah. Also, maybe this person likes your home or likes the energy that you put into your home. Also, maybe you feel like home to this person, and that's significant. But yeah, very beautiful reading, I think, you know? Pretty interesting. Yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that it resonated. If it did resonate, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.